He has the responsibility to make his boss happy and to continue earning as much money as he possibly can for himself. And that's what all of us have a responsibility to do. And you can't blame him for that.
This is a different situation. I'm sorry. I think in a situation like this, where you've become a member of a long-time established company, you know, you have a certain level of responsibility to help take care of it, you know. And I just don't. It's not all John Cena's fault. It's several other factors. It's the writing staff. It's a ton of different things.
Okay, let's go back to my point, which is image counts for something. Not just because, let me finish, not just because Vince says so, but...
I will agree with you there. No, I will agree with you there.
So, if you inflate CM Punk as he currently is, and no offense to him, like I was saying...
But see, that's the difference between me and you, because when I think of a bad guy in any situation, I don't think of this big, burly, muscular, He-Man-esque kind of guy. I think of a smaller, scrawnier, maybe even a little dilapidated kind of person, you know?
Okay.
Because they make better bad guys. They make better villains.
The issue, though, is you have to look at drawing in customers from many different sources. Billboards, sides of buses. Have you ever seen on side of a bus? Action figures, posters. You want people who are unfamiliar with the product to see an image and get what this is all about, and which is why I think Sheamus, that's his key quality that's good. He looks like this big, nasty character. And not every... Cena has it. Hulk Hogan had it. Stone Cold and The Rock had it. So the fact that Cena, the fact that Cena's the only guy that has it and they're running with it.
Okay, but then once you have them reeled in, then what? You can't stick with that format. You've got to change it up. You got to vary it up.
You got to keep reeling them in. And true, you're right. You need more people. You need to grow. You need to change. But you have to.
They're not doing in any way.
But
they haven't done that for a long time.
There always needs to be that element of, on first glance, I'm going to it. I see, because of who I see, I know what this is about, and I'm going. And that's what Cena offers them.
Okay, well, I'll give you that, but then once you've got it reeled in, then what? I mean, Cena doesn't... Okay, they're there. They're listening to you. You've got them. But that doesn't mean you have to then bore them on and on and on and on and on, which is what they do. I mean, anybody that's not 10 years old or a woman between 16 and menopause doesn't give a crap about John Cena. I'm sorry. They don't.
But those people have... You see what this is?
Really? 10-year-old kids have money?
Their daddies do.
Their daddies do, but I don't remember my daddy ever buying me that kind of crap.
Oh, no. You was little Jimmy. Well, no, but obviously, again, if the reason Vince does it is because it works.
But what is it about Cena, from a kid's standpoint, you know?
Right.
Kids, I'm sorry, God bless children. They will like whoever you tell them to like. They will. You know, you could just as easily tell them to like somebody else, and they would do that. And they would want to buy their t-shirts. They'd want to watch them all the time, you know? You know, the whole point of the look is to reel those people in that would not otherwise see the product. You know, little kids are going to watch it anyway. So it doesn't have to be John Cena. It could be anybody else. It could be a number of people. You know, during the Attitude Era, ratings were at their peak. That was because there were several different people that could have played that top star, unlike today.
But that's not Vince McMahon's fault. That the raw materials are not there.
How is it not Vince McMahon's fault? I just sat here and said, and you agreed with me, that he created Hulk Hogan. He created John Cena. He is, you know, the man behind the monster.
He marketed an already amazing persona that was Terry Bollea. Hulk Hogan is this thing. He was not created. He existed before Vince McMahon.
Yes, he did exist before Vince McMahon. He was a heel before Vince McMahon, and people hated him.
Well, good. Well, Vince said, I want that to be my guy, because he was everything that everybody ever wanted. And
really? He was kind of a chunky, bald man?
He wasn't a chunky ball.
He
We
kinda-
were watching that
a little
DVD.
bit.
You said it yourself.
He was a little heavy.
My God, that is
He's an enormous man. He's enormous, but he was a little. He doesn't have that, perfect physique, if you will.
But again,
Macho Man Randy Savage, this fella right here, had a better build than Hulk Hogan did.
and
And the reason behind that is he's smaller and he's faster and he's more exciting to watch in the ring.
in the ring. But
I mean,
again,
yes,
you have physical, you have persona. Hogan was both.
but you've got to find that balance. And Hulk Hogan is not that balanced. John Cena is not that balanced.
What do you mean?
They are
he's not
tipping the
that balanced?
scales very much in a one direction, You have to find that balance between in the ring and everything else. Because at the end of the day, it is professional wrestling. The intent is to watch a wrestling match. And if that is not exciting,
No.
then you're going to lose people.
The intention is to tell a story about people that the audience wants to care about.
And what is the best way to tell a story in this sense? The best way to tell a story is in the ring.
Right.
WrestleMania 25, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. That was a great match because it told a great story in the ring as well as out of the ring.
As we were saying,
We're going to edit some of this because we got cut off.
long story
And,
short.
we've had a chance to cool down a little bit.
So we were talking about storytelling.
Yes.
Storytelling in the ring.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, great story.
Correct.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what plays into it. I mean,
But what got us there, what got us to this amazing story in the ring, is a guy that we like, guy that we like.
This is all a creation of Vince McMahon, because before the days of World Wrestling Entertainment, back during the NWA days or the WWF days,
Wait.
it was 3 W's. It was guys wrestling in the ring. That was the story. That's all you had. You didn't have all these promos. You didn't have all this, soap opera-esque jargon that was going on, which don't get me wrong, I love it. But
Before
the initial
that,
concept was what got us to the point we are today was two guys in the ring duking it out, telling a story.
Gorgeous George, have you read that book? You haven't.
I
You
have
need
not
to
read
read
that
it.
book.
That's, to me, it is the perfect blueprint of, if this wasn't wrestling back then, I'm not as much of a historian as I perhaps could be, this is how we got where we are today. Gorgeous George Wagner was his name. Nice looking guy, good build, athletic, completely boring as a good guy. He decided he would become a bad guy. Completely, pretty boring as well. He had there was nothing for people to latch on to.
You gotta have charisma, you do.
It wasn't just that. It was just that, okay, so does the eye rake, boo-hoo. So what he did, he and his wife, Betty, who just died, came up with this character who was kind of sassy, who was pompous, who was effeminate, and who would, when he would strut out to the ring with his little valet, whose name I forget, made people hate him. So, the talking and all of that stuff came later, but it was more than anything, the audience got to the story, they got to the fight through a character that they loved or hated.